Joining us now on the Notre Dame Day Hotline is another surprise caller. You'll remember that he played a little quarterback for the Fighting Irish and set a bunch of records in the process. He played a few years in the NFL, and now he's working for Fox Sports as an analyst. Brady Quinn, thank you very much for giving us a call tonight.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. Always good to be a part of ND Day.
It's always great to talk to you, Brady. Now, we just had Malik Zaire and Deshaun Kaiser on the show, and I know you still pay very close attention to Notre Dame. Talk about the strengths and weaknesses of both these guys.
Well, look, I think they've got all strengths, not many weaknesses between these two guys. So Notre Dame's in good hands. I think it's going to be a tough battle to see what it comes down to. And in the end, I wouldn't want to be in Brian Kelly's position because this is the unfortunate part of his job is you really probably can't go wrong with either guy. They're both extremely, good young men. They represent Notre Dame and the brand very well. And on top of it, they're good leaders, but they're very unique in how they go about doing it. So the good thing is that Notre Dame is in good hands at this point at the quarterback position, especially if they end up going through an injury too. There's obviously going to be someone there to be able to pick up right where the other one left off.
Brady, I'm not surprised. You were versatile on the field. I've seen you working some games for Fox Sports, both the games and in the studio. You're versatile in broadcasting. Which do you like better, the games or doing studio work?
Always the games. I mean, that's what football has always been about. So much like playing, a live game. In the broadcasting realm of things, kind of brings that same sort of pressure, and you get a little bit of, nerves working as well because you only get one shot at it. Much like a lot of the preparation and things that you would do the week of a game, and then having the opportunity to kind of run that play in the game. You only get one shot usually to make it work. So it's very similar to kind of the broadcasting realm, but and so the games really are where it's at.
I know you stay in terrific shape. You're very competitive. Do you still have the itch to try to play? And would you accept another offer from a team to go try out and try to win a job?
Look, I mean, I always will, stay in shape, and I think I'll always have that itch. I could be 60 years old and still have the itch to play or want to go back in and play. I have a very fortunate opportunity to do what I'm doing now with Fox. And if you think about it, actually, there's less opportunity to do what I'm doing than there is actually playing in the NFL. So I can't complain about the opportunity that I have been given, but I don't think that itch will ever go away of playing. That's just part of how it all works out in the end. So you do it as long as you can and enjoy it as long as you can until it kind of runs its course, and then you move on to the next thing in life.
Certainly, it's very common. Notre Dame athletes leave here and they go on and they are very successful in whatever they do. You are doing just that. But it also seems to be in the DNA of both Notre Dame athletes and all Notre Dame students to go on and help other people, to make the communities that they live in better. And I know that you are also doing that with your foundation. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I started a foundation about 6 years ago with my father, who was a Marine in Vietnam. And it's called Third and Goal Veterans Homemade. And clearly there's a tie into the fact that football has been a huge part of my life. And third and goal is a particular scenario that a lot of times goes overlooked and being the difference between winning and losing games, and that 4-point difference at a touchdown and a field goal. So we thought it was very appropriate for the jobs that we were doing to help out veterans who are wounded in combat. And basically what we do is we make homes handicap accessible as well as help veterans who are fighting homelessness. And we've done projects all throughout Ohio, and in particular Central Ohio, where I'm from, really all throughout the country. And as I went from different team to different team for the 8 years of playing in the NFL, we would end up doing different projects wherever I was at. So we've done projects as far out as Seattle, Washington. We've done some stuff down here in South Florida, as well as Charlotte, North Carolina, working through some of the Notre Dame clubs, which has also been very helpful in this entire process. So you can find all the information about what we do and who we are and how you can help at 3ndg.com. That's 3andg.com. And you can see some of the different projects that we have going on.
Right, I'm going to have you put your analyst hat back on as we wrap this up, but give me your thoughts on how you think Notre Dame is going to do this fall. And I realize college football, even harder to predict than the pros because the rosters are always in flux. But what are your expectations for your alma mater in the football field?
Well, they're always extremely high, and as they should be. It's a very talented team. But, the guys don't have as much experience as they did, especially with all the guys who I think we're going to be seeing going in the first and second, third round of this year's draft. So there's definitely some big shoes to fill, but I think the guys are capable of doing it. I'd love to see them make another run similar to last year, where they're trying to, knock on the door and try to get into the college football playoff. I think they're very capable of doing so. And if not, at least being able to go to another big bowl game like the Fiesta Bowl last year.
Brady, whenever I think of you, the two words that always come into my head are class act. Thanks so much for calling into Notre Dame Day.
Always a pleasure. Go Irish.